Let me ask you something. Who are you still waiting on? Who are you still waiting to tell you it's okay to move on with your life, to speak up, to stop proving yourself, to start over? Is it your ex? Is it your family? Is it your teachers, your bosses? Is it religion? God. So here's the truth nobody told you. You don't need their permission anymore. See, a lot of us were raised to ask for permission, or maybe you got into that habit when you started dating or when you were married, asking if it's okay to just have your own feelings, asking if it's okay to take some rest, asking if it's okay to want more from your relationship or from your life. We learn to wait on other people for the green light, for the sign, for the woman to smile at us before we approached her, or for our ex to stop being mad at us, or for life to just feel ready. So waiting becomes a habit, and then it can become a prison. Like I see it every day in my coaching. I work with amazing men with big hearts, but they're stuck behind a locked door. They actually already have the key to get out, but they're waiting there for someone else to let them out of that prison. But I've also watched men take that key and finally let themselves out of that prison. So here's an example from a guy that I was coaching. He realized that he was trying to prove to his ex that he was a good dad until he gave himself permission to parent in the way that he felt comfortable with, in his own way. So another man realized that he was using a woman's validation to finally start writing a book he wanted to write. He realized that he felt like he needed her in order to be seen or to take up space in the world, when really he was the only one who needed to say, go ahead and do it. Another man that I work with grew up very religious, and he's still holding pieces of that identity, but he's also finally giving himself permission to question that, to retain what fits from that identity, and to release what doesn't fit without guilt, without apologizing. Another man I coach gave himself permission to start dating again. Not because his ex said so, but because he decided he was ready. So he's not waiting for her permission to date again. Me, here's where I've learned to give myself permission. And it seems a little weird to say this, but it actually took me years before I said, I love you to my parents. And I had to give myself permission for that. Another one was I didn't feel I had the right to call myself a coach. Even after being a psychologist for many years, I thought I needed more credentials, more proof. A few years ago, I actually had to give myself permission, this is funny, to rap for the first time. I know it's crazy. I'm a nerdy psychologist in his 40s. And I told myself, what the hell am I doing? But as a lifelong hip hop head, I realized this was actually something I wanted to do. And eventually I want to give myself permission to put some of my raps out into the world. Another big one for me was making peace with my ex's new husband. I gave myself permission to see him with fresh eyes, to consider that he might actually bring value to my son's life. That was a big one for me. A couple of things I'm still working on. I'm still working on giving myself permission to cold approach women when I'm out in public. I'm still working on permission to reach out to high level people that I think are above me. I'm still giving myself permission to call myself a public speaker. So permission isn't a one-time thing. It's actually a practice. So take a moment to sit with these questions. What have you been holding back? What desire have you kept quiet? What dream have you disowned? What truth have you swallowed because you thought someone else needed to be okay with it? And what would happen if you stopped asking and started owning these things? All right, I'm going to show you a way to practice giving yourself permission. I'm going to take you through a short meditation. So take a breath. And now close your eyes if you're in a place where you can close your eyes, or take a soft gaze. Breathe deep into your belly. And bring to mind a situation where you've been holding back. Maybe it's a decision you've been avoiding. Maybe it's a truth that you haven't spoken out loud. Maybe it's a need that you've buried for a long time. Now imagine your younger self. Maybe the version of you at the start of your marriage, or the version of you right after the divorce. And he looks at you and says, "Can I come out now?" And you say, "Yes, I give you permission." So let that sink in. So what came up for you? Maybe you're giving yourself permission to stop looking for love from someone that won't love you back. Or maybe you're giving yourself permission to feel proud of how much you've grown as a person. Maybe you're giving yourself permission to set boundaries with your ex, even if it pisses her off. Or maybe you're giving yourself permission to stop apologizing for being a man. So listen, you don't need your ex's permission to be a good man. You don't need her validation. You don't need your dad's blessing to be a strong man. You don't need your therapist to tell you it's okay to move on with your life. You are the authority now. So stop waiting on other people. Stop knocking on doors that only you can unlock. Give yourself permission to speak, to grieve if you need to be kind to yourself, to forgive yourself, maybe to forgive others, to lead, because you're not broken. You're becoming the bigger and better you. And the only person who can truly set you free is you. So if this video hit home, drop a comment and finish this sentence. This week, I give myself permission to whatever feels right for you. So I read every message. And if you're a man going through divorce or still feeling lost or stuck or unseen, I want to help you rebuild from the inside out. So watch my free webinar if you haven't seen it. Book a call with me. It's time to stop spinning and start building. You got all the permission you need already.